It's time. Come on in here, TikTok. It's time. Tonight's going to be a little different. Come on in here. Come on in here. Let me know when you're in here. Make sure you type in a comment and say, I'm here. Let's go. 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 Sound like a cheerleader. I'll give everybody a few minutes to get in here. Come on in. This is day 5 of our 15-day live series, Heal, Lead, and Leverage. Be India. Because I am a queen. Hello, everybody on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We're getting ready to get started. Tonight we're doing Q&A. We've been learning for the past 4 days. I thought I'd pause a little bit and give you a chance to process and ask some questions. Come on in, invite everybody you know. Everybody needs to be a part of this. We're going to be doing some real-time coaching. This time I'm turning the tables. Instead of me teaching and pouring out, you're going to be able to ask your questions. What questions do you have for Dr. Swinney? Why are you feeling stuck? Why are you feeling lost? Dr. Swinney, I'm healed, but I still feel lost. I still don't know what right move to make. We're going to deal with all of that tonight. Come on in. Type your name or where you're from in the comments so I'll know you're here. TikTok, this is day 5 that I've gone live on TikTok. I'm super excited. Still getting the hang of the platform. We are live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So grab your friends and get everybody in here. We're going to be doing a recap for days 1, 2, 3, and 4 of our 15-day live series, Heal, Lead, Leverage. We've been dealing with identity. Who are you? I know who I am, but who am I now? I know who I am, but who do I need to become in order to get to the next level? I know who I am, but can I remain that way? Grab all of your friends and get in here. We're going to be talking about healing, leading, and leveraging. I'm Dr. Barbara Swinney. I'm an identity transformation specialist, founder and CEO of Deeper Women Lead Global. I have women in leadership heal, lead, and leverage their story using my deeper framework. I help them build a brand, a platform, and legacy. So come on in. We're going to get started. If you have any questions, I am a coach. These are going to be coaching moments. I've been pouring out for the last 4 days, talking about identity. Tonight, you're going to get to ask your questions. So if you have any questions, Alexa off. If you have any questions about why you're stuck or why you feel lost or why you're healed, but you're still not free, what's blocking you from getting to the thing that you want? So for the last 4 days, like I said, I've been pouring into you. I've been teaching. You see my little chartboard back here? I've been teaching. And tonight, I wanted to give you the opportunity to ask your questions. So you can drop your questions in the chat or in the comments, and I will answer your questions. So give me 1 second to recalibrate. All right, so on day 1, we talked about you're not stuck. You're just attached to the wrong story. What are you telling yourself? What are you continuing to tell yourself? Hold on a second. Let's do this right here. What story are you continuing to connect yourself to that's no longer serving you? You're not stuck, you're misaligned. What are you still telling yourself you need that you don't need? What are you still trying to control that's out of your control? That's usually when you start to feel stuck. That's usually when you start to feel lost, when you're out of alignment. So if you're just getting in here, go ahead and type in the chat, here, I'm here. Let me know you're here, especially if you're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, because I can't see the comments as well as I can on Instagram. I'm sorry, on TikTok. Please type in the comments so I'll know that you're here. That's going to let me know that you're here. TikTok, can you see my board in the right way? Do I need to flip my screen? Y'all help me out. Do I need to flip my screen? Y'all help me out. Flip, I do need to flip my screen. Let's see. Let's see if we can work this magic. Are y'all seeing it the right way? I can't tell. Y'all have to let me know. Are y'all seeing it the right way? Somebody type here in the comment. Is that Rashad Waters? Is that how you say your name? There it is. Good job. Thank you so much. So day one, we talked about being stuck. You're not stuck. You're just attached to the wrong story. You're not evolving into the next version of yourself that you need to become. Excuse me. That you need to be in order to get to the next level. Day two, we said you don't need more healing. You need to reposition. Sometimes we stay in our stories for too long. We go around and around and around when really we need to be repositioned so we can move to the next level. Thank you for sharing the live, Rashad. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Handsome, for liking the live. Did you name yourself that so we can just call you that when we have to call your name out? And then on day three, we talked about you don't become her or him over time. It's really a decision. You decide and you become her. You decide and you line up all of your thoughts and your behavior. You do the things that you need to do to become her or him. There's no more waiting to get there. So that's what we're doing tonight. We're doing a recap. This is my opportunity to hear from you all week, or for the last 4 days. I've been teaching, I've been pouring into you. Now I want to hear from you. Where are you? Are you stuck? Do you have some identity issues going on? You are waking up every morning. I cater to women, Rashad, but everybody needs identity work. We're all in this thing together. And it doesn't need to just be the women evolving if our men are not evolving with them as well. So you can stay, Rashad. Any questions that you might have around identity, around feeling stuck, feeling like it's time for you to do something else, or you know that you're supposed to be living a more expansive life. Stuck for sure. Sis on a mission, what does stuck mean to you? What does that mean to you? I'll tell you about a time when I absolutely felt stuck. For those of you who are new to me, I'm Dr. Barbara Swinney. I am the founder and CEO of Deeper Women Lead Global. I help leaders heal, lead, and leverage their stories using my deeper framework. I help them build a brand, a platform, and movements so they can establish legacy. So we go through the whole process of identity because it's hard to get to the next level if you don't have a clear understanding of who you are. I wish you were here 2 or 3 days ago, sis, when we went through the whole lesson of how to get unstuck. Maybe I'll do a quick little, let me go through it quickly. So let me move my chair. Here's what's happening when you're stuck. Have you ever seen, has anybody ever seen your mind? I know you've seen your brain, you've seen your other organs, but have you seen your mind? Type the answer in the chat. Have you seen your mind? No, you have not seen your mind. So let me give you a demonstration of what's happening in your mind. Our bodies operate from our subconscious mind. Our mind really has two functions, or two is broken into two hemispheres: your subconscious mind and your conscious mind. What's happening on Facebook? Okay, your subconscious mind and your conscious mind. Your body operates from your subconscious mind. Does that make sense? That's why you can walk by the table and pick up the cookies and eat them and don't even realize they're in your mouth. Is because your body is operating from the subconscious mind. It's not until you say, you know what, I'm gonna lose this weight, I'm gonna start working out. It's not until your conscious mind takes over and tells the subconscious mind what to do so you can get unstuck. So what's happening is all three of these are together. I know that it looks like chicken scratch, but I'll explain as best I can. So when you're stuck, your conscious mind is going right along with whatever the subconscious mind is doing, and the subconscious mind is just telling the body to stay in line. So you're all X's. You're all just going. You're waking up. You're going to work. You're doing the thing. You're waking up. You're going to work. You're cooking dinner. You're doing the thing. You're going to the meeting. You're smiling in the meeting. You're doing the thing. So we call that bondage, when everything is lined up, when your conscious mind is not doing anything different from your subconscious mind, which is controlling your body. That's called bondage. That's when all of the X's are lined up. Tell me if that makes sense to you. Hey, D. Lee, tell me if that makes sense to you, sis. I'm trying to answer your question. Welcome in, D. Lee. Thank you so much for coming. All right, so 6. That's what's happening when everything's lined up. Nobody's out of order. Subconscious mind, conscious mind, and body all doing the same thing. Then you run across this video or this live and you see, who is that? Dr. Swinney, what is she talking about? Dr. Swinney introduces what we call the why. That's something out here. You know that something else should be happening. You know there's something else you could be doing there. You know there's more. You are just thinking, this can't be it. That's called why. When you start thinking about something else, man, I know that I was supposed to write that book 5 years ago. Man, I know that I was supposed to start the business, but you still haven't done it. You started entertaining that why. That's reasoning. You're going back and forth. Your conscious mind is going back and forth with this idea that's outside of you that you haven't quite accepted yet. But you leave a little door open for reasoning, because you know there's got to be something more. I know that God didn't send me to this earth to entertain myself. I know he didn't send me here just to go and work for somebody else. There's got to be more. So you're reasoning, you're thinking about it, and then there's a little door open for why. Why comes in and starts to commune with X. And now X and Y are fighting against each other. So now you're in conflict. And when you're in conflict, that means that idea you know you're supposed to be doing, but you're trying to figure out how. How am I supposed to do this with no money? How? How am I supposed to do this if I'm having to work my 9 to 5? How? So you're getting in the way of what Y is trying to do, because you're trying to figure out how to do it. When all Y is asking you to do is entertain what? So you're in conflict. And then you get so afraid. This feels so foreign to you to entertain a different idea. You're running into what we call the terror barrier. Most people get to this point and say, you know what? It's not even worth it. I'd just rather be secure. I'd rather just go to work every day and get a check and have some insurance. How about that? So then you go back, you revert back to X. You revert back to what you've always done because it's safe, it's easy, and you don't have to think about it because you're running on autopilot. But if you keep moving, if you get through the fight, if you get through the fight with why, then you'll bust through to freedom. And if I have any Bible scholars in here, I think it was Jacob that said, I'm not going to let you go until you bless me. You're not getting out of here until you give me what I want. If you can get through that fight, then you bust through the terror barrier and you get to freedom. So what I'd like to ask Sis, if she's still in here, what idea are you fighting with? What are you fighting with, Sis? What are you fighting with? Here's the part I didn't say. I didn't say that I'm a retired educator of about 90 days now. I'm losing count now because it's getting further and further out. And I can tell you, I was an elementary school principal. And as an elementary school principal, when you're walking through the building, fear and, oh, hold on. Let me pause my story. Sis said, fear and overthinking things. You're over here, you're fighting. You're fighting with X and Y. Y is trying to open the door for you, but you're fighting X and Y. Tell me what you're afraid of. If you guys don't know, this is a coaching night, Q&A night. We've been teaching for the last 4 days. I wanted to open the door and give you the opportunity to get some of your questions answered and to get you moving from wherever you are, to get you from where you are to where you want to be. Sis, what are you afraid of? When you come up with things that you're afraid of, why is the most powerful question that you can ask? Why are you afraid? Whatever answer you get from that, ask yourself why again. Ask yourself why 7 times until you get to the bottom of it. What are you afraid of, sis? Sis on a mission. I get it. Sis says, I really don't know. I created a whole business and scared to go live and promote it. And I would say, sis, let's get to the bottom of what's under that before we go live and promote it. What's your business, sis, on a mission? What's your business? I was talking to a friend yesterday. I actually posted a video about this. And she actually has a whole doctoral degree. Hey, Pat Jackson, my sister, has is well accomplished by all accounts. And she said, people keep telling me how well I'm doing. And I know that there are people who admire me, but why don't I feel it? Why don't I feel it? What is it about me that I can't see what they see? And I said, sis, well, I'm saying this to you too, sis. It's because you were born a star. And when you're a star, you don't know that you're shining. You don't know what you do. You're just walking in and you're just being your fabulous self. And other people are seeing how great you are. But to you, this is not everybody showing up like this. Is this not what everybody does? Teacher, sis says, teaching people how to do field inspections. That's awesome. I got laid off and been doing it. Good money in it. Okay, can I share something with you, sis? Sometimes when we've been in somebody else's system, that's provided the thing for us, that's provided the training for us, that really kind of made us who we are. Sometimes it's difficult for us to grasp that they didn't make us. Sometimes it's difficult to grasp the fact that they just brought out what was already in us. So how can I go from this six-figure job that I've been dependent on for all of these years, getting all of my financial needs met? How can little old me create the same results? How could little me create the same results as a huge entity? Sometimes that's the thing that's holding us back. We just can't see that we can get the same results as a huge company or a huge entity because it's rooted in our identity, because we've made them the source. God is really the source of everything that we need, but we made the job the source. He's given us the power to get wealth. But the question is, and the question that I always ask, but to whom have you given your power? So, sis on a mission, are you confident in what you're trying to give people in starting your business? Are you confident in the skills that you've learned? Thank you, sis. This is my real sister I'm talking to on Facebook. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. Thank you for joining. Share this live out. We are doing Q&A tonight. We've been teaching for the last 4 days. On the first day, let me back up so I can tell you what we talked about. On day 1, we talked about you're not stuck. You're just attached to the wrong story. Attached to the story that no longer fits you. On day 2, you don't need healing. You need repositioning. You don't become her or him overnight. I'm sorry, over time. You become that person when you decide. I don't think we realize how much power we have. We can make a decision and with our conscious mind, that's why the Bible says, take these thoughts captive. So all of those things that are in your mind, sis on a mission. When I was writing my first book, It's Always Deeper, I got stuck in chapter 3. The second E in deeper stands for eliminate the barriers. In chapter 3, I got stuck because I kept trying to figure out or wondering, well, what if they don't like it? My writing coach told me, oh, it's time for you to now tell the story. Your writers are going to know, or your readers are going to know that you're leaving something out. You have to tell the story. And I said, but what if they don't like it? She said, a lot of people don't like BMWs, but they didn't stop selling BMWs because people didn't like them. Because there's an audience for everybody. If you knew how much God was rooting for you, sis on a mission, if you can get rooted in that, you'd go live tonight. You'd go live tonight. Absolutely. You don't feel trapped anymore because you're not trapped in somebody else's vision. Because what we do is we get these jobs, we join these organizations or whatever it is we're going to do, and then we take on their vision and forget all about the fact that we're supposed to have one for ourselves. What we're really supposed to do is go in and infiltrate, get the training, understand the systems, and then come out and establish our own. But we go in there and what we're really trapped by is the income and our own personal needs. All right, if you're on TikTok, make sure you go up and get your daily heart me. Any questions for Dr. Barbara tonight? I'm in here at your what is it? At your service to answer any questions that you might have. For the last 4 nights, we've talked about mainly identity. You're not stuck. You're just attached to the wrong story. I remember when I was a principal, I was actually on the carport watching a little boy go toe to toe with his mother. And I was thinking, you know what? I really do have enough rapport or leverage with this child that I could, I could get him to come in and I can have him go down to his room. But to do what? And it was almost in that moment that I realized that I started questioning the system that I was in, mainly the education system. And I was thinking, what are we doing? Does education Has education lost its purpose or is it on mission? But I didn't use my time to try to figure out what was in education. I turned that question on me. How do you continue to lead in a system in which you no longer believe? Whether that's a system outside of you or a system inside of you. Where am I out of alignment? So, sis, on a mission, what do you think is holding you back from going live? I'm gonna give you time to type your answer while I go over to Facebook. What do you think is holding you back? Yep, that's right. Pat Jackson, trapped in somebody else's vision. Because we spend years, the system tells us what to do. Just think about it. You've been in somebody's system since you were 3 years old. They told you what time to get up, what time to be there, what to do when you got there, how to act when you got there. And by the time you get off, there's little energy, resources, time for you to actually sit with yourself long enough to figure out what is it that I really want to do. And then how do I get over the hurdles, the things that are in my way? Fear and anxiety of how other people feel. And that's real. Fear and anxiety of how other people feel. That's real. Thank you so much for being so candid. A lot of times, our anxiety comes from us not grasping or understanding our limitations. You can't, you're not going to be able to control how they think or feel. And you may be over focusing on yourself instead of who needs the thing that you have. Are you willing to allow fear to get in the way of serving the people you've been called to serve? There's somebody on the other side of the thing that you've created that needs it. And because you're not able to get out there and promote it, they don't know you're there. And they can't take advantage of what you're providing them because there's a blockage in you. Something is happening that's causing you not to get out there and do the thing that you want to do. I also coach speakers, and a lot of times speakers are nervous and afraid to go on stage. We are often nervous and afraid to get in front of people, partially because we're just exposed. We're out here. We're just naked and afraid, just out here on the stage. But if you can shift your mind from, oh my gosh, they're looking at me, to, oh my gosh, they're here because of something that's in me. They're not coming for you. They're coming for what's in you. Everybody that's in a seat, everybody that's on the other side of the camera, that's stopping to take the time to be here, is stopping because they need something. They're not here for you. They're here for them. You guys didn't stop by here for me. You stopped by here for you. Does that make sense, sis on a mission? Thank you so much for being so candid. I appreciate that. When we're looking to go to the next level, we know that we're supposed to be living a much more expansive life than the one that we're living. But again, we shrink. And because we don't see the light that our star is shining, we feel like there is no light. But we live in this constant conflict of, I know that there's something else in me. I know that I'm supposed to be doing something else. And if you knew that you were chosen, God chose you before the foundation of the world. He said, Barbara, that's what I want you to do. Before he formed the world, he said, Pat, here's what I want you to do. If you can grasp that and then move on that. Last night or the night before last, we talked about confidence, having confidence. Confidence does not come when you move. You move, and then the confidence will meet you there. I would also say to Sis on a Mission, success leaves clues. Obviously, you've been successful in that career when you were doing it for somebody else. Obviously, success leaves clues. The same girl that was successful inside of somebody else's system can be successful for yourself. The same person that got those results and that was doing all of that stuff for other people, you can produce those same results for yourself. Thank you so much for coming in tonight. Thank you, everybody, for whatever platform you're watching on. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Barbara Swinney. I am a life and leadership coach and coach trainer. I'm the founder and CEO of Deeper Women Lead Global. I help women in leadership heal, lead, and leverage their stories to build a brand, to build a platform, to create legacy. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you get the transformation so you can walk fully in the authority just of being who you are. Baby, all you got to do is show up. That's what I'm here for. If you're not familiar with me, please share out the live. We have several entry points to our platform, but right now we are promoting our 3-day live intensive. It's called Leverage What You Lost. Reclaiming the Woman Behind the Story, April 14th through the 5th through the 16th. So it's April 14th, 15th, and 16th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're going to spend 2 hours on a Zoom doing live coaching, helping you get your breakthrough, mapping out your story, finding the right entry points to your story so that you can start to share your story and release yourself from the anxiety, release yourself from the fear, or from whatever is holding you back. It's going to be a very much more intimate environment, of course, than being on live because we will be in the space together. Okay, let's put this question on the screen. Pat Jackson, not realizing you're stuck or walking in the wrong direction because things are familiar. Yes, because things are familiar. You're not stuck. You're just holding on to what's familiar. That's good, Pat. You're just holding on to what's familiar. You've been in a toxic relationship for so long, you don't even know what it feels like to be at peace. Peace feels awkward and scary to you. That's good. Not challenging or comfortable, not challenging or comfortable, not realizing you're stuck. It's truly a blockage. It's an invisible barrier. Yes, and it's like you're running into it like this. A few years ago, when I went to, I wanted to do some international investing. I went to an international investment seminar, and there were all of these people there who were engaging and doing the thing. They were doing the thing that I wanted to do. They were doing the thing that I had been wanting to do for about 20 years. And I kept asking myself, why are they doing it and not you? These people looked like me. They were credentialed like me. They were all the things very similar to me. There was no difference between me and them. The biggest difference was they were in action. They were moving. Remember earlier I said move, and then the confidence will meet you there. Move, sis, on a mission, and then the confidence will meet you there. You have to bust through the terror barrier. The thing that you want has to be greater than the fear that you have. Thank you for that, Pat. That was amazing. That was amazing. Good stuff. You don't get the confidence. Why do you need confidence if you're going to be on the couch? He's not bringing confidence to the couch. God blesses what's moving. Get in alignment so you can do the thing that he's called you to do. If you're in here on TikTok, make sure you go up and get your daily heart me so that I know that you are not a bot, but also so that I can engage with you. All right, we're going to do our 30 minutes and we are, oh my gosh, it's 7:36 already. We've already done 30 minutes. Listen, I wanted to come in and give you guys the opportunity to ask your questions, to get live coaching with Dr. Barbara, since we've been basically doing some pretty heavy lifting for the last 4 days. I wanted just to take the time to allow you to get your questions in. Thank you so much for your engagement. You could have stopped by any live, but you decided to stop by this one. You decided to come and have a deeper conversation with Dr. Barbara Swinney. If you have not already registered, please go to deeperwomenleagueglobal.org/events and register for our 3-day live intensive Leverage What You Lost. We're going to be reclaiming the woman behind the story. We're going to be doing some hot seat coaching. We are going to be laying out your stories, doing some identity work so that you can really get to the bottom of who you are, so we can get over what's blocking you from becoming who you need to be to get to your next level. All right. Any other questions before I sign off? Thank you for that amazing engagement. Pat Jackson, I believe that you just set it off, honey. Thank you so much. I appreciate you stopping by. I will be back tomorrow night at 7:00, but tomorrow night we'll go back into our teaching mode. Thank you, sis. Sis says she'll be registering. Sis, when you go to the website, you'll see everything that you're getting days 1, 2, and 3, and then the VIP is there as well. I'm super excited. I can't wait for us to get together and get through this stuff. This is 2026. This is our year to dominate. We've got books to write. We've got platforms to build. We've got events and conferences to have. And we need to be ready. We've got to get over all of this fear and anxiety and the need to be controlling other people and what they're thinking so that we can show up in our full authority. Sis, you're going to just get to show up. You're going to realize you don't even have to do that much. When you get to who you are, you don't even have to do that much. You don't even have to put on lipstick if you don't want to. You can just show up. So thank you so much for joining. We will be back tomorrow night. Yay, somebody else shared the live. Thank you so much. Trusted something trader. Trader for life. I'm not sure what that is, but thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, see you guys tomorrow night, same time, 7:00. It's usually 30 minutes. I'm considering it, making it longer because I always run out of time, but thank you so much. Trish, I'm sorry, I'm calling my sister Trish. Pat, okay, Pat says, let's put that on the screen. That's a good one too. Last comment. Remember, fear is an invisible beast, but boldness and confidence is the conqueror. That's right. Fear is an invisible beast, Let me close with this story, this quick dream that I had around fear. I told this story the other night. I was having a dream one night. I was in a house watching a television show. On the television show, there was a man who was in a house with a girl that he had kidnapped. He was escorting the girl out the door at gunpoint. They were going out to the car. By the time they got down the stairs, I realized that the girl was me. The girl that he had kidnapped was me. So he's taking me to the car at gunpoint, puts me in the car, and between him closing the door and him getting to the back of the car, I realized, oh my gosh, I can get away. This is my time. I need to escape. So I jumped into the driver's seat and locked the doors because I knew he was coming. And by this time, he's banging on the door. He's banging on the door. Ahead of me was a long road, and it was almost like a movie. I could see the sun. And as he's banging on the door, I just floor it, full throttle. And I escaped. As I'm driving, I turned to look at him, and the man simply disintegrated. Fear is an illusion, and you've always had the power. Remember that. Fear is an illusion, and you've always had the power. And perfect love drives out fear. Fear and love can't cohabitate. One of y'all got to move. And love is bigger than fear. All right. So with that, I'm going to close. Thank you so much. This was awesome and amazing. Thank you for making my night. I will see you back here tomorrow night. Bye-bye.